Welcome to the Battleground of the Gods.
Welcome, challengers, to Battleground of the Gods, a Smite podcast. I am your host, Dep Nation, and we got a small crew with us today. Fro Double G.
Hey, ladies, what's up?
And Willow 1771.
What's going on, bots?
Just da boys.
Duh, boys.
Duh, boys.
Da boys. Oh, heart attack.
Well,
Heart attack. No one ever seen the SNL? Okay, just me.
I don't think I've seen that one.
The Bears.
It's hysterical. He's a Bears fan. It's da Bears.
Oh, yeah, Duh Bears. I know what you're talking about.
They're in like a trailer eating like tailgate food. And he's like, oh, heart attack. And he's like slamming his fist into his chest. It's like,
oh, I know what scene
It
you're
passed.
talking about now. I remember. Yep. That was a good one.
Yep. Games this week. We starting off there?
Go ahead and start with Willow, because I got all over the place with mine.
Oh, mine's going to be short and sweet and to the point because we have a special interview coming up later in the episode.
That is correct.
But I'll go. I played a little this week. Nothing drastic. We played some Conquest, some Assault. I still don't like Assault. And it's not that the game mode is bad. It's that the randomness has been fucking me lately. There was a game where it was Fro, me. Was it Key and Pubed, I think?
Sounds familiar. That was a group I played with earlier.
Yep. We had a Susanoo on our team who ran at them. Like, they had a relatively good team, and they had actual frontline. We had 2 assassins and 2 mages and a hunter. And so we had literally no frontline, really. And the Susanoo kept running in and then would type to the rest of us, you guys are ass, you suck, you don't attack at all. And he's like running into 5 people by himself, expecting us to just follow up and kill them when they already had pressure.
Oh my fucking god. Oh, okay, no. What was that, the first or the second one?
I think that was the first one.
Was that the first? Okay, all right. So, you should have prefaced with, this became a trend.
Oh, yeah. We had more than one of these. It just happened to be that this Susanoo was overly aggressive for no reason. So...
No, I meant about... Yeah, go ahead.
About the BM that we got all week?
No. Some people who thought the fountain was a comfy place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had a couple of those. So he would run in and die and then message us in game and like trash talk us and saying we're bad. He ended up calling us bitches and saying we sucked ass. And I just, in my head, I'm thinking you did not look at the scoreboard because you didn't realize that there's an Olympian in this game who is partying up with 3 other people who are going to report you easily. Yeah. He was an idiot. And I'm not trying to like he played poorly and then blamed everybody else and called us shit. But we didn't play well, but we didn't have any frontline and they did. They had a Ymir and something else. I don't remember what their other frontline was, but they actually could aggress on us and have a relatively good team fight when all we had was
listen here. I may
nothing.
have been 4-6. But I wasn't the 0-7 one, Susanoo, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah, right? Shut the fuck up. Other than that, I played a couple Conquest games. We had a couple bad losses and good wins. Nothing too crazy. We had another AFKer. We had a Chernobog. I was playing mid. Pew was support, blah, blah, it doesn't matter.
We're getting this mixed up. Susanoo was the assault. It was someone else on the Conquest.
It was Chernobog on the Conquest map.
Yeah,
were you there for that one?
Yeah, I was there for both of them because they were back-to-back games. Because we were like, all right, fuck this. Because it's the classic fro. I'm going to go desalt and an assault. Right? That's always my thing. Get salty, I'm going to go desalt and an assault. Because I just rarely get salty in there.
I don't think you were in this game because we had a Chernobog who literally DC'd on purpose. He was 0-5 at 10 minutes and just quit the game. So they had a Bastet. They lost their Bastet solo.
See, when I mentioned this was a trend, guys, I wasn't kidding.
Yeah,
because I was thinking of the one where the guy's like F6 at 10, F6 at 10. He was our solo. Who was he? Achilles or some shit like that.
Oh, I remember that. I don't think I was in that game, but you told me about it. Like, I joined after that one.
Oh, okay, was that what it was? I think you might have been in voice chat, but not in party yet. That might have been it. But yeah, this dude fucking F6 at 10. We didn't F6 at 10. He's like, really? Fucking bye. And I was just like, all right. He VGS bye, and I VGS bye back. And the dude sat in fountain for a second, and they're like, all right, dipshit, just so you know, we're definitely reporting you if you sit in fountain. Enemy or an ally has left the game. Like, oh, well, now we're really definitely fucking reporting you, dipshit, because that makes it even easier to tell. And yeah, then the very next game, we got into one that fucking the Susanoo, who's like, you guys are ass, and just starts talking mad shit, and fucking.
He's 0-7 talking shit.
He sits in fountain for a grand total of like 30 seconds, and I'm like, hey, you sit in fountain, we're all going to report you for AFK, so get your ass in the game. So he does one of those, oh, okay, look at me, I'm not sitting in fountain, I'm just way too fucking far back to even be in the fight at all, period. So it's like, this dude is out of range for anything on a Susanoo, pretending to play the game, and it's like, you asshole, we're still going to report you. Like, what is going on here, people?
There was literally a play, there was an enemy Nox in the game, and there was a play where he...
oh my god.
Do you remember this play? You forgot this. He makes... The Nox uses her combo. He beats the combo, if I remember correctly, and keeps running at her. So she turns around and he threes into her, like puts the teleport out and then teleports literally into her as she is ulting, and she point blank shotguns him with her ult, and he BMs us. He's like, why didn't you use your slow to slow her down? She fucking
why didn't you use your slow? You
face.
Teleported in front of her. You like, well, how is that our fault?
You CC immune in the ult too. It doesn't matter if you slow her.
Exactly.
Ain't gonna do shit.
But yeah, that was that game. We then had the DC. Oh my god, it was 4 of us left in this game. And it's 4v4 because they lost their solo, we lost our carry. But we couldn't do anything because we didn't have a carry. So we couldn't really push Phoenixes effectively. It was so dumb. We were just...
in the game, speaking of someone taking a thing point blank, were you in the game with, I think it was Calamity and Killer and I don't know if you were there, but...
I don't think
he was on Vulcan and literally... dropped a turret. The enemy jungler blinked right in front of the turret, took one shot, and died.
Oh, I did. No. I did hear about that one. I don't think I was in that game, but I heard about that one.
Like literally, blink went off as turret went down. Whack, and it's like, oh, bud,
feels bad.
That's embarrassing.
But yeah, so my games have been a little rough, and there's been good. Like we've had a couple good games. That game where it was 4v4, I played really well. I was like 8-0 to start the game. I think I ended up dying twice or something on Merlin. But we literally we F6'd because we couldn't win because we couldn't push their Phoenixes. We were killing them over and over again, but we couldn't win because we didn't have any good Phoenix push. So they just die and send under Phoenix. It was dumb. I do feel a little bad because I wasn't BMing him in game chat, but I was definitely talking crap on him in voice chat, and I didn't think about it, and he probably heard us talking about him. So he might have left because of that, because he was literally trying to fight a Neath 1v1 after he was already down like 2 levels and just kept running at her like he was going to kill. I'm like, what are you doing? Just farm. Just stand there lane and do nothing for the next 20 minutes so that we can fucking win this game. But yeah, then he left and we couldn't win, so we had to F6. That was fun. Other than that, my game, like I said, my games have been pretty normal. Fro, why don't you talk about yours?
All right. So, Fro the jungler has been jungling. It hasn't been going the greatest because I'm not a jungler. This is going to sound very odd to people who listen, and it sounded very odd when I was told this too. I'm too passive as a jungler. I'll let that settle in. Let that sink in.
I know what you mean. So
I didn't really, because I'm usually you gotta tell me to slow down. And so when Killer and Pubed, our coach, was Killer XD Pro, the other Olympian, who's a Masters, by the way, they're both Masters players. They're yep. You need to be more aggressive. And I'm like, excuse me? What? Did I hear that right? They're like, yeah, you are way too fucking passive as a jungler. And I'm like, So I just run at them like a monkey. They're like, yeah, you need to do that more. And I'm like, I am so confused right now.
No, I get it, because as jungler, what I want out of the role is different than what the role is. Because I want to be moving around the jungle, getting the jungle camps, farming up, and then ganking occasionally. I don't want to have to babysit mid and split their XP because of how the meta is.
Well, Depp, guess what you should be doing?
What?
That would be the second thing you said.
Babysitting mid, right? Which is why I don't jungle right now.
Yeah, but I don't know. We've had some scrims. Our scrim partner right now is Split Push. We scrim with them every Monday. There's some cool guys over there. A lot of improvement amongst all of them, really, from the last time I've really grouped up with them. So we've been doing best of threes. This first week was the first time we actually do a full set. So we did a best of three, and their support, who was their sub Beagle Girl, had to take off. So they didn't have a support. I'm like, well, shit. Killer was like, hey, invite me over then. I'll support for him. And we're like, all right, yeah, cool. We're fine with that. Even though he's a Masters player, we're fine with it. He definitely led the pace for most of the game, and led for the next two games, actually. And they actually ended up winning. They beat us in those. But, we still a lot to learn from that, because it wasn't so one-sided. It's we could actually point out and pick out what we were doing wrong. All right, this is where we fucked up here. This is where we fucked up there. But scrims aside, we played our actual games against Get Paper Scissors last night, which would be last Friday for everybody listening. We end up getting 0-2, which it was expected. All of us expected it, honestly.
Okay.
Our team coordination is still very lackluster. A lot of us still need to work on builds. I mean, I'm not a jungler. Danny's not much of a carry. He's more... that's not his role. So we got, Ash hasn't played support in a while. There's just a lot of us not really in our main role, or just unfamiliar with our role. And our synergy isn't the best right now, and we got to work on our communication, blah, blah, blah. And to be fair, Get Paper Scissors been playing as a team since the start of the Exilium, and they play well. They definitely play very well. But a couple of things I do want to say congrats to my team on is lots, even in the past 2 weeks, lots of improvement I've seen on just knowing when to back off and when to go in a little bit more. And our communication has gotten a little better. But the warding, oh my God, if I've been loving my games lately. My fucking map is lit up like a goddamn Christmas tree. Like, it's great, dude. Although, on the flip side of that is, in scrims at least, and in the actual game we played, lots of counter wards come out, so it's like, I just fucking placed that.
Yeah.
Oh, who was it? Was it Danny or Key? Excuse me. Maybe it was Ash. It was one of them. I'm trying to think.
Who are you asking?
I had to burp too, guys. Sorry, that's with a pause. I had to burp. Anyways, I placed a sentry down, and these two fuckheads, or one of them, whoever fuck one of the fuckhead teammates I have is, when I placed my sentry down, I'm like, oh shit, 2 wards right on top of each other. I'm like, hell yeah, this sentry just paid for itself. Here comes my ally swinging. I'm like, hey, get the fuck back. That's my 50 gold. What are you doing? Like, I paid for that.
Right?
I was so excited. I'm like, hell yeah, dude, free sentry, basically. I mean, 20 gold for sentry, whatever. And then here comes my ally. Oh, look at this. I'm like, no, get the fuck away. It's mine. But there is, let me check in our show notes. There was one shout out I did have to do here.
Oh, there's 2.
Show notes?
There's 2. It's not, it's just up the way. It's the same one, but there's 2 of them. I forgot about this because we did it after recording on Sunday.
The same one, but there's 2 of them.
What?
Yeah.
I don't see show notes.
It's not.
No,
show
it's not.
notes.
I just posted it in the Discord so we can.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Maybe you can bring up the other one. I don't see the one. So, all right, okay. Staffelmeister.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it is the 2. Staffelmeister was playing Amaterasu, right? And I think I may have been on Kali. I don't remember who I was jungling with. But I'm going against this Baron. I'm going to get killed by this Baron because my beads are down and he's ulting me. And I'm like, oh fuck. I'm in mid lane, right? And then like a fucking angel swooping out of the heavens, I see an Amaterasu dash from one side of the lane to the other, directly into the Baron coffin, saving me. And I'm in the red, dude. I'm way low, like no beads. I am dead if that Baron got me. And like I said, just right, I didn't even see him. I didn't see him coming at all. And it was just literally just from one side of my screen to the next, just right into the Baron ult. And I'm like, yes, thank you. It was amazing. Saved my ass. And then, the next part, Nev got to see Shock Jungle.
We fragged that game.
I don't
remember the score lines.
14 and 4, 18 and 4. It was something like that. I was in the double digits and with just a few deaths. And oh boy,
I played carry that game, and I played Chernobog, and I was like 7-1, and I died. Yeah. We got first blooded. It was Schrodinger and I. We played a little aggressive. We got first blooded. He died first, and then I died second. But I died one time at the beginning of the game and went 0-7 or 7-0 the rest of the game on Chernobog. And we made good calls. We had good team fights. I rotated really well to team fight. That was a good fucking game. We didn't just raffle stomp them. It was a good game.
So I played Shock Jungle our first game against Get Paper Scissors. And we actually lost that game. I was 5-6, 5-7 when we ended. Camberly even told me, she's like, you're going to get shut down a lot on Shock Jungle. I'm like, yeah, it happens. It does. Don't get me wrong. But the Oleron they had an Oleron. Karn was playing Oleron, and he just fucked me up. And Najah. They had a Najah who was playing fucking pretty spot on too. So when you get Najah ulted and land into an all-around ult, you just
feels real bad.
It really does. Trust me.
Yeah.
But I do got to bring up how in our scrims, I got to play Shock Jungle one time against Split Push. One time.
One time?
The first scrim we had against them. First one ever. Very first match. He has been banned. First ban, or second, every single, not second round, by the way, second ban. Like, every single scrim match since then. So it's like, God damn it. That's... And Kaprakan. I got to play the same thing with Kaprakan. I've got to play him once in our scrims, and he has been banned every scrim since. And it's like, fuck.
Could you have someone else? Could you have someone else pick him up early and then trade?
No, they're banning him in the first ban phase.
First ban, like, load up. All right, pick your first ban, chalk.
I thought you were saying second ban phase. Okay.
Not second ban phase, the second ban. Like, gotcha. The last scrim, they banned Chalk, they banned Kaprakan.
Damn.
And then they banned Persephone or whatever. Then it's like, oh, okay, well. Although it does make me feel a little good that, like, apparently I do have my moments in the jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah, even then, like, Colorado was telling me yesterday, he's like, no, Fro, I want you in the jungle because mechanically I feel like you can do it. But then, like, other people tell me, like, you just need to be more aggressive. I'm like, I don't get this, guys. But then I picked Thanatos and went 18-3 or 18-4.
Oh, Thanatos
like,
is...
I don't blink scything mid lane, fucking under tower and getting out alive. And yeah.
I don't
like, why don't you do this on other gods? And I'm like, it's
because Thanatos scythe, it's like a fucking truck.
Yeah, like...
Can we get a truck driver's Thanatos skin where he throws out his scythe and it's just a semi that goes to just run over
yeah.
fucking tractor?
Whack.
Right.
Oh my.
He's walking around with a fucking trucker's hat on.
Yep.
I don't think it's that you are unaggressive in situations. I think it's that your presence isn't felt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a thing about junglers as a mid laner. Like, I played a lot of mid. When you feel a jungler in mid, you just have to sit under tower. Or your support needs to be there. You know what I mean? That's where I think your quote unquote aggression is missing, because you are always looking to farm a jungle camp. But there isn't enough jungle camps to always be farming a jungle camp, because the way the map works. See, that's part of my problem, because that's part of my strength is, like, I know I can farm. Like, fuck you guys, I will take this to late game, I will fucking take it to the end, and I will catch up in levels or get ahead. But you can't do that in the jungle, and that's been very hard to... That's where the jungler is different. You have to show presence and make yourself felt in situations. And I think that's partly because you have a ADC who is not super confident. You have a support who's not 100% confident in his ability.
I don't know. Danny called me out. We played one practice match before our Exilium game, right? Just a casual. And then we were, 30 minutes into... No, it was our second game, right? Second game against Exilium. And he's like, hey, Fro, this is the third game and we're 10 minutes in. You ever going to gank my lane? And I'm like, oh, shit, Danny, you right. Whoops. Went 3 games in a row without ganking duo. I'm like, all right, yeah, I guess you're not wrong, Danny. You're not wrong. I should come visit you some more.
I think that's a conversation you guys need to have, is what kind of jungler do you want you to be? Yeah, like, I haven't watched you guys play, but junglers right now are usually one side of the map heavy. If either you are pressuring solo lane so that you can regularly steal blue and backs, or you're pressuring mid duo so that you can regularly steal red purple. Either way is effective because you are usually getting one of those lanes big. That's your job, is to get one of the side lanes, which are getting the most farm right now on the map. You're getting them big. So putting pressure at one side or the other shouldn't feel bad for the other person. You just have to understand, as the other lane, that you aren't getting that pressure. Like, if you are going to play on Colorado's side, Danny needs to know, okay, I have to play safe. I have to try and keep my buff on cooldown. Like, I got to be on my timers as it spawns. I got to make sure that oracles are covered. I got to make sure I have wards to protect myself, because I'm not going to get any pressure over here. But
Willow,
that's something you guys...
I'm with you on that, 100%. But if you ever don't gank my lane for 3 games in a row, I will yell at you too.
Well, no, I agree. You can show up.
Not once did I show up. No, I didn't even do that. That's the thing. Like, he was 100% in the right. Not once did I pay attention to dual lane. outside from a purple buff.
And that's something you guys need to communicate.
And that's what he was doing. It was just funny that like he just like partway through a game, like, hey, it's been a couple games. You ever gonna gank my lane? I'm like, whoops. But Danny and I might be swapping anyways. We're gonna try it this scrim. I'm gonna go ADC, which kind of makes me glad that I got I'm fucking the timeline, but that I'm going to quotation fingers get to talk to Ataraxia. But so yeah, I'm gonna try out some ADC, and he's gonna go to jungle. We're gonna give that a shot in our scrim on Monday. See how everyone feels, because like I'm mid jungle or mid carry. Like the only reason I set out jungle is because I've been playing jungle for like a couple weeks now, just playing junglers in general, because I like trolling in the jungle. That's normally what I do. Like if I go to pick the role, but it just when the team got together, everyone's like, I don't want to play jungle, so I was like, all right, fuck it, here I go. But we're gonna try the swap.
Well, I wish you luck in the swap.
How
about your games?
Carry.
Before my games, I just want to give a quick shout out to Baseball, Bombi, Colorado, and Schrodinger for being in the gaming chat and in the Discord. Come on by the Discord, join up. People are grouping up as we're recording.
Lantern was in there too. You missed that one.
I missed Lantern, yeah. But
if you join our Discord, you will find people to play with. There's always people looking
absolutely
right now.
Full 5-mans or 4-man in this case, which having one random ain't always a bad thing. And speaking of having one random, I grouped up with Fro, Asbestos, and Lantern the other day, and we played a conquest. And oh boy, we were going off on these kids.
Who was I playing? Could you remind me?
You were Vulcan mid.
Okay, yep, that's another. Nev
Vulcan
got to
mid.
see my Vulcan too. Yeah,
you had your Mage's Blessing. You picked up your pen boots, and then you were so far ahead of the enemy team, you got Rod of Tahuti.
Yeah, if you're ahead mid Vulcan, Tahuti first item. I will stand behind it.
I need to test it more, but I've seen it in the pros, and I tried it once, and it felt really good. But that Boots to Do More brush felt surprisingly good. Because after you clear a wave...
If you're behind,
because you're so fast.
If you're behind it...
Tahuti. Because it's the same T1. But the T2 of Do More, you can use a lot more, and it'll help you farm up faster. But if you're behind, go Tahuti. Or if you're behind, Doom Orb for speed to get caught back up. And all that other good shit. If you're ahead, Tahuti, and you just fucking annihilate them. Follow that up with a pen item. Or it depends how far ahead you are. Because if you keep, even after you pick up Tahuti, if you keep snowballing even harder, I either rush a Bancrofts. I'll go out, all right, fuck it, lifesteal. I'll stay out here being a monster.
But that game, Fro got to see my monster Kumbhakarna support.
Bruh.
Because
you got them CCs.
I got the CCs. And so our ADC was the random. And I'm looking at his build here. Hunter's Blessing, of course, on Apollo. But he then went Silver Branch and Atalanta's.
So it was bad?
Which he went 7-1.
Wow.
The rest of us
because Dep's Kumbhakarma went 1-0-8.
Oh, okay. So he had really good setup, so it didn't matter what he built.
He had the best setup. And I had the peels, too. I was getting everybody out of there. I ulted one guy at one point and knocked him up, and the jungler was coming up behind him. He came down, and the jungler got knocked up from the Kumbha ult landing. Just
that
the
always feels
mezzes
good.
At the wazoo. I was putting in work. I'm trying to see if I can... I put in 41 tower damage.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep, I'm trying to see. Player damage? I had just about as much as Lantern had in the solo lane, which wasn't a lot, but still, I had 3,800. Oh, by the way, this is a 13-minute surrender.
Damn.
Yeah, but I out-leveled, like, almost half of their team. I was level 9, and their Thanatos jungle was level 9, but their Apollo and Kuzumbo, which was the dual lane opposing us, they were only level 8, so you know how it is. It felt great to get back on the Kumbhakarna support train. I need to pick them up more. I played a couple duels. Had my Ymir, had my Thanatos. Tried taking them into duel. As Ymir, I got stomped by an Anubis. He was landing the wraps, and there was just nothing I could do about it from that point forward. He snowballed me pretty bad. And then as Thanatos got matched up against an Arachne, I believe I got first blood from landing a scythe. Really nice. Felt great. Was able to take a couple buffs. But after that, the Arachne started landing her stun. And she had gotten, like, boots and an item at that point, and so once she started landing the stun, like my health just disappeared, and I couldn't keep up with it, and I'm like, you know what? Let's ban out some ADCs, get back to some warrior roots. 2 games as Chalk, 2 victories.
Oh,
Feels
hell
good.
yeah.
Yeah, Chalk's a good dueler. Had my first game against a Loki, which I also had to message him afterwards, and I'm like, yeah, as Loki in duel, you don't want to fight me, because the guy kept on trying to fight me, and that's just not what you want to do as Loki. As Loki in duel, you do basically the solo lane strategy. You decoy the wave, and you disappear, and fuck off until you can decoy the wave again. And he wasn't doing that. He was trying to fight me too much. I steamrolled him and had a surrender at 6 minutes 40 seconds. And second game was against a Fenrir. Now I was behind in kills. I went 5 and 8. But this Fenrir, like, I swear at one point he was getting better as I fought him, because he was reading me and he knew when I was gonna do different ability. Like he would jump my axe as fast as it comes out from Chalk. He managed to jump it, but I think he ended up surrendering against me because I got a pretty late game kill on him. But oh boy, it was just barely. I had 20 something health left. And I was able to drop the axe fast enough after he tried leaping at me that, like, his ability just missed me, and my axe just hit him. And he got pretty fed up and left right away. But, oh. Hype plays. It felt hype. It was great. Playing a lot of Mode of the Day. Playing, what is it? Level 3 max gold conquest. 40% cooldown can get up to 80, whichever one that is.
The conquest is
it was
omnipotence?
random pick.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know the Mode of the Days.
Yeah, but anyways, I was playing that. Every time I got a hunter, I was thankful, because hunters are so fucking good in that mode. My strategy for the hunter was to start at speed, get smalls, get blue, and then whoever was in the duo lane, or not the duo, the solo lane, I would gank that person, hit them twice with an auto, and they'd die, basically. pick up totem, see if there's any jungle on the enemy side that they didn't get. Go over to mid, get mid harpies, and kind of look to see where they're at, because a lot of people, they think it's super fun to just rush mid. And they don't realize how quick you can get farm in that mode, and then you've got ultimate, and they don't. So, I got Bakasura a couple times in those modes.
Well, part of the reason is because Gold Fury used to spawn immediately, so you rushed mid to get Gold Fury within the first minute.
Right.
That's come. It used to be a strat, because remember, I got Chang'e Diamond in that mode. It used to be a strat where you just sit at the Gold Fury, and as soon as it spawns, we would just get it. Just immediately get it. Because a Chang'e and an Afro could Gold Fury within the first 15 seconds. On the old map.
But
Dude, you know how surprised I was when they finally brought Omni to the new map? And here I am sitting at Gold Fury. I'm like, when's it going to show up? Can be here any minute now?
Right, 5 minutes later.
Anytime, but that shows up, I think, is it 5 minutes?
5. It's 5.
Yeah, 5.
I think so, yeah.
Oracles spawn
That would be
normally,
an interesting... That would be an interesting mechanic to have the Gold Fury show up center. It might be...
I'm trying to think the downs. It might... Would it snowball too early? Is that why?
I'm not sure.
Because then I feel like a death in duo lane with a little pressure in mid would just be like the thing to do.
Well, there's already pressure in mid. Jungle babysits mid.
No, I mean, that would be the strat. Pressure out the enemy mid lane and make sure either the mid lane or the dual lane's dead, one of the two, and pressure the other lane, take the Gold Fury immediately.
Yeah. But with the different Furies now, I wonder... Because that initial...
do you really want
Fury,
to Oni Fury spawning at fucking... under 5 minutes? That would be scary.
No, it'd be at 5:30 is the earliest. If you did it literally right away.
I'm not saying drop it in at 0, because then you just full team Gold Fury level 1.
You wouldn't
Not
be able to
necessarily.
kill it. It'd have too many protections and too much health, and you wouldn't have enough power.
But maybe drop it in at maybe 2 minutes. How long does it take for the jungler to run the short side of the jungle, get to mid, and start going over?
What do you mean? You mean blue side? Short, or well...
Yeah, do blue side.
It takes about... Speed spawns at 22. Backs in blue are another 30 seconds-ish, so maybe a minute.
Yeah, 2 minutes sounds good. Give me a Gold Fury at 2 minutes.
Then your speed is spawning 20 seconds after that, which is a problem, because you need to be on that farm.
That's the question, Willow.
Well, look, nobody's rushing Gold Fury.
Derailed here.
Yeah, nobody's rushing Gold Fury at 2 minutes. It's just not a thing. First of all, the gold return is going to be minimal because of the way the scaling works, and second of all, it's going to be too tanky for you to do at such a low level. Because at 2 minutes, you might have boots too, as a jungler.
Anyways, I had, for these mode of the days, a 16-5 on her, a 10-0 Artemis, just slapping kids.
You were fragging in MOTD.
Oh yeah. Let's see here, another good game. A lot of them were my team is bad, because while I went 13-9, or broke even, and a lot of it depends on team comp too, because if there is a Chang'e on the enemy team in one of the modes where you get max cooldown for free, she can just build power, and you can't really do shit about a full power Chang'e that's got 80% cooldown. Like, you need your whole team to diver.
Yeah,
in which case, your
healers in that game are dumb.
The rest of the team is alive. But I
feel targeted right now.
I had a 7 and 10. Well, it's a random modes, Fro, where you can't pick your god. I'm fine if you get Chang'an. We didn't, like, she wasn't banned out, or it's a mode where you can pick her. I'm fine with that.
If one team gets a healer, it's so hard to win one of those game modes.
Yeah. Oh, Corrupted Arena. Been playing some Nox, popping the bubbles with that silence. Landing my roots to set up the rest of my team. We win the round. Go into the deathmatch afterwards. It's 3 people dead on each team. Guy on my team dies. I silence, lock one of the enemy guys. He dies, dodging around. Land another lock, and boop, relic off the edge. Last man standing. Won it for my team. Feels great.
Nice, dude. GG's.
There's no moment that I think feels better than
winning a game for your team.
I've got you rooted, and I'm gonna use my relic to push you off the edge. But I've been seeing a lot of Kumbhakarnas come out because of how long they can CC you. I think Cupid's probably another good one in that mode. Fro, can you attest to this?
I'm not a huge fan of Corrupted Arena. I played a little bit of it.
I played
that one night where I played like 6 or 7 matches with Isaiah, Titan Isaiah. So I got a lot of it, my angst out that day. But I've been playing every once in a while. It's going to be hard for me to top playing with you fella and Staffelmeister. Or Staffmeister. That's the thing. Like when you collectively make your teammate die 6 times by using Cruel Wind on him, no other game's going to top that. Especially when you in Karma finally get killed in return to lose the game. Like you just can't top that.
You deserved it.
Oh, 100%. Dude, he would have went 9 and like 3 if it wasn't for us. Or like 8 and 3. He literally went negative because of us.
What about toxic trolls? Gosh, get out of my games.
We trolled the shit out. He even left game and then came back. And as soon as he got out of ace, I tried to Kuruin him again. Like as soon as he got back.
Fuck you, bro.
He juked it. We're fine.
Okay.
Trying to help him with his mechanics.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's how Dep's been doing this week. Not too much to mention otherwise. Why don't we put a pause on things and head on over to our interview with our very special guest,
Ataraxia!
All right. Well, thank you, Ataraxia, for joining us for this very exclusive opportunity.
You're more than welcome. Happy to be here.
Yeah. And for those of our community who may not know, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Cool. My name is Nate. I'm from Wales in the United Kingdom, and I've been a professional Smite player since, I guess, Season 1 was the big break, but I've been playing since the start of the game, pretty much non-stop since then.
Well, all right. And do we want to start right into the guest questions, or...
I have a few questions before we go into the guest questions.
I got a feeling Willow's got some things to say.
All right, take it away, Willow.
So previously you've been on Titan, which you got second at Worlds Season 1. There's a team that I'm missing. Hungry for More? Was that Season 2?
Season 2 was Titan as well.
Oh, that's right. Season 2 was Titan as well. And then Hungry for More, where you and Pretty Prime and Captain Twig all joined together.
That's it, yeah.
And
it's Obey at the end of that.
Yeah, exactly. You turned into Obey. Obey, you were on for, what, 3 seasons? 3, 4, and 5?
I think so, yeah. It was the end of season, or like midway through season 3, 4 and 5, yeah.
Yep. And now you have with Pretty Prime not joining the SPL this year and Captain Twig going to rival with PBM and Ataraxia and those guys,
Nani?
you have joined...
What?
What?
Where did Captain
I say
Twig
something
go?
wrong? Captain Twig's playing on rival with PBM and Article. Did I say Ataraxia?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. All right, there we go.
Words are hard.
We can continue now.
Sorry,
I'm not as
with...
heavily in the pro scene. I wanted to make sure and clarify because I'm like, hold up, this doesn't match what I thought I knew.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Words are hard.
No worries.
You are now playing with the Swedish duo and the English lad himself, Harry. How's it feel to be on a team with those guys?
It's been pretty awesome. The Kuvo and Trix, they're from Denmark, and I've wanted to team with them.
The Denmark duo.
No, don't worry about it. But I've been wanting to team with them since I started, pretty much, because we've known each other since the start. But because of like the way teams work and stuff, they were heavily invested with Lobster back then. I've been with Prime since all of it. It's never been able to mix up, because people who play those roles, they need to, you stick with those people, and then obviously two mid laners can't play on the same team, so it never really happened. And it was something we talked about in Season 5 actually with Prime, but we decided against doing it. But then when it came to this season and the move to America, I'd pretty much decided that the only reason I would play this year is if I got to play with Trixtank or with a Milsey again. Thankfully, these guys wanted to play with me. They were really excited. They wanted to bring someone with more leadership into the team to add some structure to the gameplay, which was a huge, bit of an ego boost for me that I always sought after. Yeah. But it's been awesome. And Harry, of course, I played with him back in Season 3, and it's just
when he was just going off.
Exactly, yeah. Like me and Harry have always had a really, really good synergy in game, and it's been awesome to play with him again. And every now and then we get these moments, like recently in the United set, where the two of us are just there in a team fight and we just pop off and we do so well together. Yeah. So those moments in game, I've only really had that synergy with him and somewhat with Prime as well. So it's pretty great to play with that again.
What's it like playing with a trio of frontliners that you just can stand behind and do whatever you want?
It's pretty amazing, yeah. Like the start of the year, I remember saying in interviews a lot that the reason why, like, this is not like a BM thing, but Arkell is a very good ADC. But I feel like anyone could look like an amazing top ADC, because a lot of people called Arkell the best back then in Season 4 and 5 on Dig, which is definitely justified. But I think anyone could play a fantastic ADC on this team, because when those three have got their synergy online and when they're working as a unit and everything's going as it should be, you have so much space. Like, it's incredible, Like, you're completely looked after and you can just run those team fights.
Now, you guys are all from Europe. You've played with each other on and off in ranked and in competitive play against each other. What was it like bringing in an NA mid laner like Herwind?
It's been really good, actually. I think that NA and EU, this is something that Tyler himself, Herwind, has been good to remind us of, but NA and EU have very different ways of looking at the game historically. And I think that's been really important, because usually the way that Smite has gone is that during the regular season, EU has kind of dominated stuff. Like after Season 2, pretty much, or during Season 2, EU kind of just started winning everything. And that happened in Season 3 as well, with Energy winning back-to-back Worlds. And then Season 4 and Season 5, NA have come up and they've just won Worlds. They would, I think, 4 and 5, EU dominated all the lands, and then it comes out, NA just win Worlds. And I think there's definitely... There's like a work ethic difference for sure, but I think there's definitely like a value in how each region plays the game, and it's been awesome to have his viewpoint collapse with ours, so that we have this better picture of how the game is and new ideas that we didn't have before. He's learned from us, we've learned from him, and I think that you can see other teams like Rival who have definitely benefited from the same thing, where Twig and PBM, being the big minds on that team, have collaborated to outstanding success.
So I gotta ask, what would be one of the things that like the NA seem to prioritize more versus something that EU prioritize more that you kind of had to learn coming together?
I'd say the biggest difference for me is that NA tends to prioritize the early game way more than EU did. I've always been, and this is reflected in my playstyle, that I think that the early game it's less important, because if teams are all playing at their peak performance, the best team is playing against peak performance, it will always go late game. It will always go mid game, it'll always go late game, and there's always comeback potential, especially with the new mechanics they've added. And Tyler and a lot of NA players really value the early game. And some of them are very notorious for like F6 and scrims quite early, because, not Tyler, but other NA teams, because the start hasn't gone like it would. So they've practiced that heavily, whereas in EU we usually have been more teamfight centric. So having that collapse of ideas has been really good.
Fantastic. I have to bring it up because it was such a big thing. You guys lose 2 sets to bottom end teams in LG and SK. And I know, like, I don't want to take any credit away. They played those sets fantastically and looked really good. I'm saying LG, but it was Obey, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But then this week you come back, and we were recording on a Saturday. You guys played Thursday, Friday. This won't go out till Wednesday, but for all your listeners, last week in the SPL, you guys came out and slapped Renegades 3-0 and then slapped EU 3-0. How did it feel coming back after a tough week and playing lights out Smite?
Well, the truth is, it's been longer than a rough couple of weeks. I think that this team is a team of very high highs and a team of very low lows, which is something that I've had to adjust to. But it's not very consistent through the year, and I think we actually started a bit of a downward trend back in phase 1 when we actually lost to United and Renegades back then. They were the first and only losses we had in that phase, and then since then, I guess it was like a bit before, but we kind of dropped off, motivation dipped, people played the game less, myself included, and scrims, just got worse and worse, and attitudes started collapsing and colliding and stuff, and it became quite awful. And that, we kind of sat there, I guess, in mediocrity for a couple months. We did okay against some sets, we did worse against others, and then everything kind of collapsed when we played against Obey. Because that is a set, even if we haven't been playing, tip-top stuff, all of us expected us to win without much effort, which is an ego thing and completely stupid given how competitive the season has been. But that is how, we felt. And I think that was the much needed kick up the ass to do better, basically. Like, that was our symbolic rock bottom. All the bickering that had been happening in scrims, all the terrible stuff, it just had to stop, everyone had to stop playing the game again, put down WoW Classic, as addictive as it could be, and just, start grinding again and getting along. And we had, it took some time, we had, I guess it was only a week, but it felt like a month. There was a lot of breakdowns, people arguing with each other, but we eventually, we weren't very confident coming into this week, to be honest. Like, we'd had some rough scrims, people still weren't perfect with each other, but we did all put the effort in because Worlds is so close, like, now is the time to stop slacking and, put this stuff behind us and become a team again. And I think that's what's happened. So for us, like, winning these games, it's symbolic because these are the teams that kind of started their downward trend when we lost to them. So to beat them at the end of our SPL run and feel like we're starting to come back to form is really important for confidence levels. And I think it's brought us all closer together. So we just got to remember, what brought us down there to begin with and what's brought us out of this, and just keep working and working and working to make sure we're the strongest unit we can be for Worlds, because Worlds has never won on individual play. It's on teamwork, the better team wins, and we just got to keep that on our minds.
So that's something we can definitely relate to a little bit, because even like, granted, we're not a pro team by any means or like pro anything, we're just some podcasters, but even we have a bit of a thing, we'll butt heads every once in a while, like Willow and I, both very opinionated, both very stubborn people. That's how we are. That's who we are. We've butted heads before, as inevitably is going to happen. But in the end, we had to just kind of stop, talk about it, get together, and let's fucking settle this shit and get the podcast rolling and improving again. And you got to do that with like a lot of aspects of your life if you're working with other people in general.
100%. I think those, like, especially in a team environment, those disagreements are actually really important, you know. But it's just like being able to reconcile that after the argument is done, you don't take this personally, you know. This is just part of the work, and then you can get along afterwards. And that's something that me and Twig in particular were very good at on Obey, because we were on a team for a long time, and we were the big talkers on that team about ideas and stuff, and we would frequently argue with each other, but we never ever, like, it never got personal, it was never horrible, and after we're done with it, like, people would be sick of us arguing back and forth and no one giving an inch, but we would be happy, you know, like, we would still be friends, and we, you know, we can laugh about it and stuff, and I think that kind of relationship is super important.
Definitely. I 100% agree. I gotta give shout outs to Biggie. He's been your guys' coach. He's been Dig's coach for the last 3 years and is currently your guys' coach. What's it like having a coach like Biggie, who's been in the scene for a long time, knows that kind of role? What's he do for your team? Stuff like that.
Biggie is he's been a really good coach, and he's a really just good person, honestly. Like, he's so easy to get along with. Like, he's the guy I usually go out for a beer with more than anyone else. So me and him get along really, really well. But his coaching stuff is more challenging than others because of the personalities on this team. I think Trix, Kivo, and Harry Variety can all be challenging in their own ways, and he's had to learn over the years how to manage them as players, which is definitely the biggest challenge. But I think Biggie's best thing is that when the team is working correctly, if it's like a really good environment, that's when he's at his best. Like, he'll comes up with, like, he'll come in after a loss in one of our best of 5 sets and say, guys, don't worry about it. I know the draft. I know what we need to do. This is what went wrong, and this is what we're going to do. And it just clicks, you know. And that is that confidence that he comes in. You know, he doesn't nitpick about stupid stuff. He just sees the big picture, what went wrong, what we need to fix, and what we're going to do. And it's so clear. And that confidence in between games, it's awesome. It's inspiring.
Awesome. I've talked a lot. Do you guys have any questions? Depp or Fro?
I was gonna let us get through the guests and then see if I had any left over.
Okay. Fro, do you have anything?
Okay, so I don't really got a question, but I just kind of want you to say this because I run into it more than I should. Would you ever, as a hunter in the duo lane, not pick up Hunter's Blessing?
Yes.
Damn it.
If it would be super niche situations. Hunter's Blessing is the best blessing in the game.
There we go.
Maybe Guardian's Blessing, but it is the situation where I would do it is if you're like rushing boot start. So for example, Jingwei is a thing I've done in the past where you like start our own speed because your jungler's doing something else, and then you can back buy full boots and then run to lane, that kind of stuff. But almost like I'd say 95% of the time you get Hunter's Blessing because it's a very, very good item.
All right, there you go, people. You heard it.
I think it's
buy Hunter's Blessing. Thank you.
Buy Hunter's Blessing. I think Hunter's Blessing and Guardian's Blessing are the top 2 blessings in the game currently, and you can't change my mind. I promise you. Those 2 blessings are broken.
Dude, okay. I still get messages from people be like, will you nerf Guardian's Blessing? Tell them to nerf Guardian's Blessing. And I'm like, okay, first off, like, how bad do you want this blessing? I understand it's still really good right now, but like, supports need something. Come on.
Yeah, don't take it away from me, please. I need it. All right, we're gonna get into our guest questions from our listeners. They are interesting. I've read over some of them. Some of them are very good, and some of them are very troll. But that's what you get when you come on our show.
That sounds good to me.
Depp, do you want to read some and I'll read some?
Yeah, I'll start us off here with Hulkamaniac's question. Is there a hunter god you would want to have reworked? If so, what would you change about that god?
Ooh. A hunter that I'd want reworked. I think... Okay, so there's two answers to this, I guess. If it's kit related... I would say I would like tweaks to Kernanos, because Kernanos is one of my favorite hunters. I've got 3 favorite hunters: Kernanos, Skadi, and Jingwei. And Kernanos is one where I feel like his stances, his seasons, I feel like that could be so cool if they're like augmented abilities. But outside of that, like I think he's super fun, so I wouldn't really want him to change. But that would be the slight thing. But the absolute number one thing I would want changed about any hunter ever is Cupid needs a remodel. Because he has such a cool kit, but no one plays him because he's a fat, ugly baby and he's annoying as shit and no one likes him. And if he just had like a cool Eros skin kind of deal, like it would be awesome. But he doesn't, and no one plays him, and he sucks. He actually might be broken. He just might be broken, like you know. But no one's gonna play him because he's that.
Thank you. I've been fucking saying it for fucking months, people. Cupid's busted. He's great. But I totally agree, because I didn't start spamming Cupid heavily until he got his goblin skin.
Yeah, I like the Mad Scientist one. That's the one that did it for me. I like the sound of his autos. But yeah, I just like, he's got such a good kit.
The sound of the vials, the potions, it gets me. I don't know why. It's just one of them sounds that's just like, that is annoying.
I get that with Skadi autos on her base skin. I always have to use like a different skin, because on her base skin, they have that, do you know that sound of like, when you walk on snow and that cringe sound that a lot of people hate.
Yeah.
People don't like. I like the feeling, but I hate the sound. And those autos have that sound, and I hate it. Just the Skadi autos.
I 100% agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I have to use a different skin.
I use the Polar Rescue one with the I can't think of the name of the dog now.
Saint Bernard.
But anyway. Yeah, the Saint Bernard one, because I can't stand the sound of her normal autos on her base skin. Yeah. It's so obnoxious.
100% agree.
All right, so Coffin Monkey comes in. He says, make me diamond somebody by only playing them in the solo lane.
Diamond someone by only playing them in solo lane?
That's not really a question, but I guess pick a god.
I can give advice. I think... is it a challenge thing or just a regular thing?
I think he likes to just get diamonds,
it.
So I think he just wants you to name a god so he can get it diamond.
He should do Sylvanas.
There you go.
I feel like that's
Sylvanas, there you go.
Yeah. Yep. Full damage mage Sylvanas.
Nice. Full damage.
He one-shots. He's
I know he does.
At like 125%. It's insane.
It's so dumb if you get hit by that. But then you just melt because you can't get away.
Yeah, that is the downside.
Well, all right. Next question. Baseball 5516 asks, who is your favorite non-traditional carry to play in the long lane? What changes would it take to stop this invade meta?
My favorite non-traditional carry is, or was, I guess, because you can't do it anymore, was Mercury. But with the change of Golden Blade, he just doesn't clear the minions well enough anymore, so... But he was my favourite. I used to play him a ton in Season 1 and Season 0. But unfortunately, he does not cut it anymore. So outside of that, I guess it would be... I like Merlin a lot recently, but I don't think I'm not that good at it. Kukulkan with the next patch, though, could be insane. Watch for that one.
He might be insane.
I'm waiting for that change. That seems a bit drastic.
I feel like he should be in that long lane with the current pro meta. Like, I feel like he could do some nasty work there. And what was the second half of the question? The invade meta.
Invade meta, yeah.
I guess there's like, this one's a tough one to fix, right? Because, invading is an important part of MOBAs, so maybe it's just... I mean, it's not fun for us, but maybe viewers enjoy it. That's what we heard in Season 3, because Season 3 prepping for that was awful. But good at the same time. Like, we learned a lot in scrims, but there was a lot of, like, quick restarts and stuff. So the invade meta is like, maybe it's just a part of Smite and maybe it should exist. But if it was to stop, then I think the best way to change it would be, one common thing we hear is that maybe you lock people in base so that you can't leave, and then the furthest you could get across the map, basically you couldn't reach the enemy speed buff before they would have been able to kill it in time. So that kind of just stops invades. But I don't know whether that would be cool or not, because that kind of limits creativity. But it would probably be better for the casual and ranked player base.
I feel like that's a...
Oh, go on.
I feel like that's a change that just benefits casual players.
Yeah, that's
like in
what
the
I
pro
think,
meta.
right?
Yeah, in the pro meta, you want to be able to get out there, put a little vision down.
Really, Willow? Because don't you remember some of the great games we had where we decided we're going to play like fucking idiots and 4-man gank the speed buff?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's fun.
The average
player isn't doing that.
not. Yeah, I guess it'll get rid of their like the top end pro strats, but I just feel like on the low end, even it'll just kind of remove a lot of fun.
Yeah, it definitely could. This is like the debate, right? Like whether it's worth it or not. Because I've been playing a lot of casuals recently, and whenever I see a jungler, he gets invaded, and then he just has no idea what to do at that point, you know? And to be fair, there isn't a lot you can do if you don't react well at the start. And then you're kind of like, is that person even having fun? Because a Hercules with Boots 2 came over and killed him and stole his buff at the same time, you know? So it's a tough
I literally
one.
did that. I literally did that in a game earlier this week where
shame
there's
on
3
you.
people.
Shame on you, Willow.
I'm sorry. There's 3 people on speed buff. I still blinked past driving strike the buff, cleared it, and ran around. There was 3 people chasing me for the first 15 minutes of the game, or for 15 seconds of the game. After I still
no. 15 seconds? That's a fucking understatement, Willow. All right, so first off, they spotted him walking up to this, like
they spotted
way ahead of time,
like immediately.
and did nothing. The 3 of them just kind of sat there and just stared at him until it spawned. He waited for them to start clearing it, blinked in, took it, stole speed buff, so he's got his T2 boots and the speed buff, runs all the way around over to their red buff, they're all 3 still chasing, runs to our red buff, and they finally drop off when our team gets over there.
Cue the Benny Hill music.
Wow.
Yeah, right? I had literally like 100 health at one point, and I just double potted and kept running because I had speed buffs, so they couldn't catch me.
That's actually a good fix that you mentioned, that double potting. That could be a fix, like stop the ability to double health pot. Because that would definitely drastically reduce the ability to, like, because that's one of the reasons why the support can outtrade the jungler, is 1, because Assassin's Blessing doesn't help against players, and 2, because they have double health pots and the jungler doesn't, so they can always outtrade regardless of what character they are.
I'd like you to tell your solo laner when you're done here that he can no longer pop 2 health bots at the same time. You can go ahead and record that reaction and send it to us. We'll insert it right here.
I still think the best change is to just move speed buff to 30-second or spawn time with everything else. That's just in my opinion, the best.
Because then you can roulette randomly pick a buff to stand there and then hope the support isn't there, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
You always get a good start.
All right, so Ash Basham comes in and says, if you can make a skin for any god, what would it be?
A skin for any god? I'm about as creative as a brick, so this is going to be a tough one for me. I might need some help on this one. Maybe you guys should tell me your ideas.
Do we have a skin for you? There is
we have one
Battleground PT Police Ymir.
Okay.
And we got maybe some cell bars for his wall.
Cell bar or barricade. How they got like
or barricade, yeah.
Yep, either works.
Yep, and his 2, throw out some spike strips. His 3, a comic book freeze pops up and he blows on his whistle.
Yeah, like straight up comic book style, just freeze.
Yeah.
Yep. And for his ultimate, you got the red and blue flashing lights and a siren going off.
That sounded that would be a pretty sick skin.
All right. We haven't decided either, because we go back and forth whether we want the American-style police officer or more of like an English Bobby. Because both would look good, right, with the Billy Club. But
yeah, I do like the English Bobby with the big hat. I think that could be pretty cool.
You might be biased with this, but yeah.
Yep.
That's kind of where we get torn, though, because the Bobby might look cool. But
then...
Hindu agreed the Bobby would look cool.
Yeah, Hindu. Well, he's biased, too.
Yep.
Yeah. He suggested that for the VGS or the VXG, that he drives around in a little police car from like Smite Car.
That is, that's. I mean, you need to ship this to the skin team right away. Like that is a winner right there. I swear, VXGs are what make skins these days. Like the best skins have the best VXGs, and that is the best one I've heard by far. I'm going to steal it. That's my idea. That's the skin I'd want.
Please. I don't even give a shit. If it gets made, I don't care. Like, I've already... I may have already talked to Ajax about this, and he told me no. But...
He's a horrible man if he said no to that.
We need to pitch it. So, if you haven't heard, HRX is doing a pitch your idea to Smite devs, and we have to pitch this skin.
You do.
Like, the community is already yelling at us to do it.
Okay, so Willow,
is that what we're doing?
We're
going to call arms mid-interview right now?
Pitch it.
No, they've already asked us to. I put a tweet out on Twitter, and the like 3 people responded. You have to put in the bot G Ymir skin.
All right. Well, I tried.
Right, so
I did my thing. Sorry.
Well, you did it on your end, but if we get enough people to do it at H or X, then that's a whole different story. All right, Ash Basham says, do you like anime?
I do not know. I watched Dragon Ball Z when I was younger, which was really cool. I like that. And since then, I've watched season 1 of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Does that count as anime? Yeah,
I'll give it to you.
And that was good too. I enjoyed that. But it's just not really my thing. Honestly, I've got nothing against it. I just haven't really invested the time into it.
All right, so I'm skipping the next 2 questions. He follows up with, which god is your Smite waifu?
Is that like, that's wife, right? Basically.
Yeah, basically. Who do you love?
I guess it's got to be Scotty, right? It'd be weird if I said Jingwei, so we're definitely going to say Scotty.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so his last question is, if you were able to be sponsored in another game, what would it be?
Oh. Like to play professionally?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, that's a good one. Actually, I don't know if this counts, but I would love to do method rating with World of Warcraft. I know a lot of people say, why the fuck would you want to do that? That sounds awful, but just that, because I used to do hardcore rating before I did Smite, and I loved it. Like, so I would, right now, that's what I would choose, but back in the day, it would be StarCraft. I played StarCraft 2 before this, and I think I always say that the only reason I was ever any good, like, competitive mindset-wise in Smite is because of StarCraft.
Yeah.
I poured so many hours into that,
strategy.
like watching my own replays back. I used to watch Day 9 religiously, who is the best person on the planet, and no one can tell me otherwise. He's just a living saint, and a lot of the stuff that he taught on his shows back then is why I think I'm quite a level-headed person when it comes to a team environment and can improve on myself. But like,
Nice.
I've never worked harder for anything in my entire life than I did when I played StarCraft back then. Like, I grinded all day, every day. I got to Masters in Europe, which I'm so proud of. It's not even the highest tier, like Grandmasters is higher, but and I don't think I could ever do it again now. But back then it would be awesome. I'd like to play that.
Did you get carpal tunnel from clicking so much?
Oh, I did not know. Or maybe it's coming in a few years. You never know.
Yeah. All right, you're up, Dep.
All right, SLM Gillies got a long one for us here. He says, "Hey man, I love you. Still one of my favorite hunter players in the game. Top 3 easily. First time he met/saw you play live was Season 4 Worlds soloing Fire Giant with triple lifesteal Uller. First off, how did you get that sexy?"
I was just born with it, you know.
Second,
Perfect.
what is it gonna take to get a game with you? And the English seems like a problem here. Hold on.
I think he was a little antsy.
Yeah.
And
I
could
think
you
he
show me
wants-
something that I...
Yeah, maybe like I guess like a coaching session is what he's.
I don't do coaching
Inquiring
sessions.
No.
People have asked a lot of time, but I feel like for me, I don't like to half-ass anything, and I think if I did coaching sessions while doing this, it wouldn't be a full investment, you know. So I don't want to take people's money for that kind of stuff if I'm not gonna be able to like fully commit to it.
Okay.
I think he has one more question. How the hell do you keep a cool head in a horrible meta we have nowadays? Because we are supposed to be in.
Yeah.
Holy
See,
Gilly!
yeah, he. It wasn't just me.
How do you keep a cool head?
Well, I'll be honest, it's a bit easier for me than the rest of you because I get paid to play the game, which is
Yeah,
always
true.
an easy incentive. But I don't know, like I've never really hated any metas. I just kind of like you gotta like it, right? Because if you don't like something, you're just not gonna be as good at it. So I always try and enjoy it as best as I can. So, but that's a mindset thing. I don't really have any good advice for keeping a cool head. I just say try have fun with it. Really, like if it's really getting you down, just join in. Be part of the problem. I guess like just get those boots too on, start invading people, just do something wild. Like I think right now, especially because it's such a wild meta, you can what's the saying? March to the beat of your own drum. Just do whatever you want, and it'll probably work out. To be honest.
Seriously, look at the no blessing jungle start.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like meta doesn't, right now, like between now and Worlds, who knows what's going to change in the game? So just do what makes.
We're gonna have Kukulkan long lane.
Yeah.
Probably. I'm gonna try.
All right, listen, Tricks. I'm gonna play Kukulkan. Biggie, it'll work, I promise.
I mean, he has the coolest skins in the game, which has to account for something, right?
Oh,
I agree.
That
Some of
skin
his skins are top
advantage with
tier.
the T5 not being able to
That
catch
thing will
the
get banned
animation
instantly.
I was gonna say, you're not allowed to play that one, are you?
Next question.
All right, so
okay, you got it, Will?
I got it. Ariel Seal comes in. What's your favorite recent meme?
Recent meme. Okay, so this is a weird one. I'm not very good at internet stuff. Like when it comes to like Twitch culture and stuff like that and memes, I tend to be kind of slow to the party on them. I'm not really on the cutting edge of that stuff. So I do like memes with animals. Is my generic vague answer. But yeah, I'm not very. I don't keep up for it as much as I probably should, given that my career is based on the internet. That's my shameful admission. Oh, I like the Joker one actually, because I just watched the Joker film and the dancing one.
Oh yeah,
mini Joker. That's pretty cool.
He says, which one do you wish would die already? Like, is there a meme that you've seen that you just wish would go away?
No, not really. I haven't really. I don't know. None of them seem that awful to me.
Good. And then lastly, which one was your favorite? Like, which one did you wish would come back around as a popular meme?
Is that cat one still going? I don't like. I'm really
Grumpy
out of
cat?
stuff. No, the one with the cat and there's that woman like she's screaming and the cat's just sat
Oh,
there
that
on
one.
the table. Is that still
Yeah,
going?
that one keeps coming back.
Yeah, I like that.
Every
one.
once in a while, you
I
see
guess that
it.
would be my favorite actually. I like that one a lot.
It is good. All right, Depp, you're up.
I got this one.
All right.
Okay.
Adios.
I got a step. Yep.
Okay.
Because I got to preface this with Adios is an Icelandic hard ass, right?
Yep.
And he's
The sexiest
very
voice
unimpressed
internet.
when it comes to people's choices. What is your favorite beer? If this is not a good answer, you and your team will have a curse on you for the next 7 years.
Okay, that's fair. Where is he from? He's from Iceland.
Iceland.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't pronounce the name of the city. Don't ask me to do that.
Well, I have recently, like in the last couple of years, gotten a lot more into beer. When I was younger, I just didn't like the taste of it at all, but I guess as you get older, you kind of do. And I routinely get gifts from my mum and my girlfriend, like these selection beer crates where they give you like beer from across the world or across the UK. So I'm going to be bad with names because I am generally I have a terrible memory. Like I can't remember last week, never mind specifics. So there was this one unusual beer that I had in one of these, which was a watermelon infused one, which doesn't sound great. Like it doesn't, but it was actually fantastic. So that was the most interesting beer I had, which I really liked, but I don't know if you'd want too much of it. If I go out for a meal in the US, they usually have Blue Moon on draft, which I'm quite partial to. I think Pale Ales is generally my go-to, so I like that one. And recently, the most recent beer I had was the Sam Adams Oktoberfest, which is on seasonal draft right now, which is pretty good too.
Very good.
But there's this fantastic beer. I can't remember the name of it. It's in really close to where we play for the SPL. There's like this retail area and there's a beer garden place which is open all day, so like when our games end early we usually go there, and they have this like 2-page menu of like millions of different beers and stuff, so that place has been awesome to go to try loads of different stuff. And there's this one which I ordered maybe 2 years ago when I was with Obey, and it was disgusting. I picked it because it was the highest percentage on the menu and I just wanted to see what it's like, and it was disgusting. It was awful. It was the worst beer I've ever had in my life, And then this year we came back in, like it was after one of our first sets, we came there with the Dig Boys. I said, yeah, this place is awesome. Let's go there. And then I was like looking at the menu, and I didn't even look at the percentages, but I picked that beer based on the name, and it was the exact same one, and it was disgusting still. And I can't believe I fell for it twice. Like, actually can't believe it.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was like I instantly got the flashback and all of the stuff that happened back then and how it was just awful.
Oh, I have had a watermelon beer. They are good.
Right?
I had a sample of it. I was extremely surprised. I ended up having to order it after I tried the sample. I was like, this is so good.
Yeah.
It's sweet, but like hoppy still. It was so good.
I've only ever had the one, so I don't know what it's like on regular consumption, but I enjoyed that one a lot. Like, it left a really memorable taste for me.
Yeah, I don't think I would want like a 6-pack of them,
No,
or just like, that's the beer I drink for a night. Yeah, definitely not. All right, Deb, since you got skipped, you can do this one.
All right, Stuffmeister. Who is the toughest player to lane against, and what is it that they do that makes it tough?
Okay, this is a really good one. I would say the toughest lane opponent historically was Emily 2. I think right now it's not the case, but in the past it was Emil, because Emil would always play in a way. You've probably heard other people say this before, but he plays in a way where you always think that someone is there to back him up. Like he plays in a way as if someone's ganking you, or that someone's in the jungle, so you can't play up on him, and he plays like an idiot. Basically, that's the general gist. Is everyone say that he plays like an idiot because when you look at the replay afterwards, no one was there, and that is the most challenging playstyle, because if you play up into that and someone is there, then
You're
you're
dead.
screwed. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that in the past it was easier to deal with that because Adapting was a jungler who is typically not much of a duo ganker. And it's a shame that, because I think Emil is like, because he took the break at the start of the year and he's gone on holiday quite a lot this year, like he's still an absolute beast when he practices, but when he's out of practice, that slips. And Ice, who is his current jungler, is probably one of the best duo gankers. Him and Scream, I'd say, are the best junglers for ganking duo, and Fred, clearly after last set.
Are you forgetting Sam for Soccer, the two or level 2 gank duo?
Yeah, I mean last year for sure, but this year he's not really been around that much.
Yeah, no, he hasn't.
Which has been good.
He hasn't
for
been
me.
in duo as much.
But
Yeah.
I think like if Emil could like refine that style and bring it back with Ice, like he would absolutely destroy everyone in duo right now. But the most over the years, like the most tough one, including recently, despite their team success, is Barracuda. He's got a very, very good duo style. I think he is, for me, he's the best laner I've played against. But usually I only play against him at the end of tournaments, so that is obviously when they're playing their best and stuff like that. But for me, Barracuda is the best laner, which is not an answer a lot of people would say, I imagine, but that speaks because he knows how to
you got a
apply
lot of
pressure
people out here like,
perfectly.
oh, Barracuda and Jeff are dragging them down. Like, I don't know. Excuse me.
Barra's still got it
Every
for sure.
time I like hear anyone, like I'm in a chat or anyone's ever talking about Space Station, they're always just picking about how every player's the worst and blah blah blah. And
Yeah,
it's like,
it's awful.
Do you guys understand that any of these guys would utterly shit on all of us here? Like,
I think
Yeah,
the
right.
space station stuff, like it kind of hurts your heart as well, because they've been getting this, like even when they'd come semifinals and worlds, they still get these appalling messages on the subreddits and stuff, and they get it way, like Barry and Jeff in particular, they get it way worse than any other player, and their teams get it way worse than any other team, even though they got to semifinals and worlds and stuff, and it's never good enough, and that like I can't imagine how taxing, because this is already quite a stressful. I know we play video games all day, blah blah blah. It's easy. But like when it comes to the stages and performances and making sure you get results, like it can be extremely taxing, like mentally and anxiety and that kind of stuff. So dealing with that has to be like he has it worse than anyone for a fact. Like it must suck.
Do you think there's a stigma because they won Worlds 1?
It
Like,
could
they
be,
just
yeah.
have to-
Like
they
he's had
have
that
to
bar
win?
to meet, and they never have since. Like it's I
Yeah.
guess so. Even though like they've played really really sick at like some of the best Might sets have been them versus the world champions, right? Like NRG like 2 years in a row. So
And I know they've fallen off recently, but they've always played at a top tier when it matters late in the
Exactly, yeah.
season.
even like they always make worlds, right? And they always like at least
Yeah.
get quarterfinals. So
And nothing. Yeah, now that they got Alpha Jacko as their coach too, it's like these are like some of the biggest like faces in the community that everyone loves, and like I don't know, I just don't get it. Whereas like you just get so much hate sometimes. It's like holy shit, that was out of left field.
Yeah, exactly. I honestly think that they would perform better if the community would just support them more. You know, I guess they get the support on their streams and stuff, but it definitely can't help when you like, you know, you're on a losing streak and things aren't going well, and then you turn into the Reddit and then they're just saying, just retire already, you know? Like, it's horrible.
All right, so Stuffmeister says, who is the best ADC player right now, and who do you think is the best in history?
Best in history?
Well, he says right now and in history.
Okay. Well, I have to say myself because mentally, like, you have to believe you're the best. But if I take the stupid ego answer out of the way, I think that right now, like this phase, I'd say Cyclone Spin has been really, really good. I think this meta is perfect for him. He's had like one of the most varied role careers in Smite. He's played in a bunch of different roles, so the understanding of matchups and all that kind of stuff is perfect for him right now. So and he's also got a perfect backing cast with Scream and Aurora. Excuse me. Both of them are really, really good at playing the map and making sure that he gets ahead. So Cyclone is looking fantastic right now. Best in history, definitely Emily too. Without a doubt for me. I think like he was absolutely influential in Season 3 and Season 2 Worlds. He definitely, like, the thing about Emil, like, is he will do anything for the win, right? He doesn't care if he's 0-8 and then 5k play damage. Like we saw recently this year, he'll just go and
yeah,
win
I was
the
gonna
game.
say he did nothing and won the game.
Exactly, like he won the game. Like his individual stuff, regardless of everything came before, he still pulls it out and wins. And that kind of stuff.
He had the lowest player damage in the game, and still won the game.
Exactly. So like Emilito historically for sure would be the best. I think that's undeniable. He's had the most results, and even though he has his ups and downs, like his ups are massive. So
I agree, and I agree with you on Cyclone Spin right now. I think he's playing on a team that knows how to play with him, and just let him farm and come to team fights at 15 to 20 minutes and just dumpster kids.
Exactly.
Solar Troll has been an extremely good addition because he gets them through the mid game, and Veneto has been playing the role player that he needs to be. And Scream and Aurora are two of the best jungle support duo I've seen since the early Trix Kivo playing together.
They play the map so well. They make you scared all the time. Scream Store in particular, like he's a monster on that character.
Scary.
Yeah. So I mean, Splice do like I think when it comes to ADC players, long lanes in general, like a lot of it does come down to like team support and stuff like that. But Cyclone is using that incredibly well, and there's no doubt in my mind that he's like telling them stuff to do. But also he does get like, and then that's their playstyle, right? He comes over and he just wins team fights because he's that good. So he is this meta is perfect for him,
and he still wins 1v1s. Like, if you give him a character who can win a 1v1, he is going to win that 1v1 in lane.
He will indeed.
All right, I'll finish this off here. Stoufmeister in Colorado had basically the same question. They asked, what's your favorite meta? Or was your favorite meta?
I don't know, actually. I think... I
was going to say probably the one where everyone was doing the Ataraxia build, right?
Which one?
No, what was it? All right, touche. I was referring to the Kinsai's Oboe Season 4, I believe.
Yeah, I quite like, I don't know, like I said in one of the early answers, like I just like I tried to like every meta so I can be invested in it, you know, so I can do my best, because I really think that enjoying something is a big part of success. So I kind of like them all. I do think that the Season 3 Worlds was awful but also awesome, because it was quite similar to this, but all the invades and stuff were so focused around the other side of the map. We just played stuff like Freya, Jingwei, Kronos, Sol, and got so farmed, but we were bigger than everyone else, because right now like we're just as big as solo laners, or if duo kind of gets camped a bit, then mid laners get a lot more farm, so it varies, but usually right now there's two big people, right? But in Season 3 Worlds there was just one big person, and it was the ADC, which was awesome. So I
when they were finally the season where you were finally able to play AMC and just like sit in lane because nobody bothered you.
Actually, season 1 I really liked as well because we had Sprint 2 and Sprint 3, which was completely broken. It was a 60-second cooldown.
Gas pedal build?
Fatalis. Yeah, 60-second cooldown Fatalis, which also made you slow me in. So that was bonkers. That was insane. And we've never been as good since.
All right,
everyone has a perpetual hate for ADCs since that time.
Hey, you guys have had some good metas. You can't complain. You had Golden Blade or Golden Bow.
That was not fun. That was awful.
That was
we
terrible.
hated that as much as you did.
Oh. All right, last question from Colorado. He says, also, are you a Magic the Gathering fan?
Historically, no, but I recently got into with Magic the Gathering Arena. It was like at the start of the year, I played a ton, invested quite a lot into it, and then when we moved, I kind of because when we moved over, we didn't have the house ready immediately. So we were living in an Airbnb, so we just went to the studio to practice and play our games, and then we'd chill out and do other stuff. So I wasn't able to play, and I kind of lost my groove and never really played it again since then. But I really enjoyed it. I got super into it, so I'm definitely looking to, now is when I should be playing, right? Because they just did the whole new sets stuff.
Update.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just need to get the feeling again. But I did really, really enjoy it. I haven't really been into card games that much, and that.
What
one
are your
definitely
favorite
grabbed me.
colors?
Favorite color?
What were your favorite colors? Yeah.
Not blue.
Not blue. Why not?
Yeah.
Blue's like my
funny.
favorite, if not second favorite. It's tied. Blue, black. I'm such a big fan of both.
I
not
hate
blue?
Because no one likes the instant counterspell stuff. That's just super.
Bullshit. I run 4 of them. What do you mean no one likes them?
That's the thing about blue. Everybody loves it or hates it.
I like parts of blue. I just don't like that part of blue. I played Is It Drake's quite a lot, which is blue red. That was fun. But there wasn't a lot of counterspell. It was mostly for the milling.
Yeah, I'll say that's more mill burn usually if you go. Is it?
Yeah. Boros Angels is also white red. I think white red is usually the ones I go towards. I just like that kind of playstyle, minions and burn damage. Bit of healing.
I hear you.
I was a fan of blue black, but I played anything but green. That's the one I didn't like. I just didn't like green.
Really?
It's
big minions.
I guess, yeah, big guy's cool in 5 turns, maybe. And then this blue asshole over here spends 2 mana and counterspells it, and I'm like, well, that was fun.
Yep. It's always the blue asshole. Honestly, Teferi is the least fun card in the game. I don't know if he's still in it right now, because I haven't played in a long few months, but Teferi I hate Teferi so much. It was so unfun.
I don't know. I've been out of the loop for 3 years.
Oh, okay. He was a planeswalker, and it was basically infinite card draw. I can't remember specifically what it was, but he was so annoying, and he was so overpowered. Every deck would splash to put him in. Oof. I'd have to check what it was again, but he was it was basically he got free card draw and he got mana back. That was it, I think. You untapped all your tap mana in your end phase, so you could drop all your stuff, and then you'd still have mana for your counter spells on the enemy's turn. Something to that effect, anyway.
Ooh,
I'm sure someone watching is going to correct me, but it was broken.
So yeah, they used to be an artifact deck back way in the day that you used artifact lands and unwinding clocks to untap your shit. So you basically had the same effect, and it was strong. Attach that to a planeswalker who's got other stuff attached to him. Oof, I could see.
All right, so since we're Battleground of the Gods, a Magic the Gathering podcast,
it would be Battleground.
Right.
It would actually probably be Plains of the Gods.
That's a good name.
All right, I'm sure that somebody will make that
trademarked. I'm kidding.
Real talk, there is a Magic the Gathering podcast out there called Mana Pool, and I'm like, all right, that's a pretty dope name for a Magic podcast.
Yeah.
All right, Depp, you had some questions?
No, I was just going to say, I think that's all that we had from our guests, and they covered it pretty well.
Wait, I did have one more thing before we sign this out.
Okay. Yep.
I would just like to actually thank you, Ataraxia, for you put out a tweet saying that if any content creator wanted to get a hold of you to come on to do anything or whatever, work with you, that they're more than welcome to. And I, as a smaller content creator, would like to just personally thank you for that, because it is pretty cool opportunity. I know doing things like this isn't everybody's shtick, but definitely
Honestly,
appreciate
thank
it.
you. Like I've always loved doing this kind of stuff, and I think it's important that I do as well because I'm so shit on the streaming side of things, because that is something that I really do not enjoy at all. But I've always wanted to kind of do more for the community stuff like this, so it's something I should have said a long time ago. But I do enjoy doing it, so thank you very much for having me on.
I could literally talk to you about Smite for hours and talk to you about Pro League for hours, but
He's
I
our
won't do that
fangirl.
to you.
Yeah.
I am. Astro, when we play together, I always rock the Dig icon. I have the Dig ward. I am a Dig fanboy ever since Trix and Cuvo joined Dig, and with Harry and Zeros and Oracle. I'm gonna say it again. Oracle. I have been a Dig fanboy. Of course, I always love Space Station because Jeff Hinla's my boy.
Mhm.
I'm a support player, but I've been following Dig since Trix, and it's so nice to hear a player from the team talk about the team, like some of your struggles, some of the goods and the bads, and just enjoying being on a team together. So I can literally talk to you for hours.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, honestly.
Little known fact about Willow that I don't think we ever even brought up on the podcast is that he used to be a mod in Trix's disc or stream for like fucking ever.
Before he, I won't bring that up.
The incident.
If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I used to be a big Trix fanboy. And I was for Lasbra too, and I think Trix got me into Lasbra, and I've been following him too. But yeah, I've been a Dig fanboy ever since then. So I appreciate you coming on more than you know.
It's been awesome, honestly. Thank you for having me.
Well, we appreciate you. Do you want to give any shout outs and tell us tell the fans where they can find you?
Plug your info.
Yeah, I don't really know my at. What is it? Is it at Ataraxia GG? I'm on Twitter.
Ataraxia_GG.
Yeah, if you want to find me, you can. It won't be too hard. But the only thank you I do at the end of everything is thanks to everyone who watches esports, like whether it's Smite or League of Legends, CS:GO, big or small, I don't care. Like, the only reason I get to do this job, which is the dream job, is because people tune in and they watch and they support it. So without you guys, I wouldn't be living my dream, and I am eternally grateful. So thank you to everyone who supports esports.
Gosh, love that guy.
Dude, he was great. That was a great interview. I'm really glad we had him on.
I had a good time. It was really neat to see all of his introspectives and everything. Alrighty, well, let us get into the Hat of Purgatory. Now, Fro Double G, I believe you volunteered for Auto Attack Zhonghui.
Yep.
Am I right in saying that? How did that go?
Yep. I forgot.
You forgot?
I
Meaning
totally forgot. I'm not gonna lie.
You were drinking and you forgot what you did? Or?
Depp, do you know when I got reminded that I needed to do this?
When?
Right now?
About 15 seconds ago.
Oh, gosh. You're
My
bad.
My bad.
In the episode, you go, yeah, I'll do this one. It's fine.
Yeah, because I like Jean Quain. I'm like, this sounds fun. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll still do it. Don't get me wrong. I may have forgot.
Next week, I guess we're going to be talking about this Hat of Purgatory.
We'll talk about this one, and we'll pull up a new one.
Yeah, we'll throw another one in. There's one in the podcast editing chat.
It's the vampire build.
Which I don't think we've done yet.
No, really, I wanted to hold off from it because it's like, I think, who was it? Mast put out a video on it forever ago. But not really forever ago. It was a couple months ago. And it was like right around when we came up with the idea at the same time. It's like, well,
yeah.
Because I forget.
But I
who
think
gave
it's
a
been
shit
long
about
enough,
that
so
one
let's
time.
do it.
It's like, oh, you copied this, and it's like, well, we literally didn't know about it.
Let's just do it
This
anyway.
looks like a Hercules build.
I like the Achilles. Do you want to do it, Deb?
Boys, I'm telling
Dep
you.
likes lifesteal.
I play Shock, and
Ooh,
this
Shock would be
would
beast.
annihilate on him because I already kind of picked that up anyways. And you usually want to throw crushers in this build too, by the way.
You know what I heard? I heard take this into duel, Dep.
Uh-oh.
Watch out. Even though
No defense,
that can be
though.
completely countered.
Hold up. Oh, I'm trying to brain blast. Who's got the vampire skin?
Oh,
I know
Cullen
Scylla
does.
and Mage, or Scylla and
Cullen
Chang'e, but
does.
who else got it?
Cullen does.
He's got a vampire skin?
Oh, I guess
Yep.
it's a werewolf skin. He turns into a werewolf.
well,
Same
no,
concept,
he's got
though.
the count one, right?
That's
No,
Baron.
that's Count
That's
Baron.
Oh, fuck.
I think
Oh,
that you
come
could do
on.
the let's call it the werewolf build. Because werewolves eat blood, too. Actually, they just want the
werewolves
meat,
eat blood.
Well, they do when they eat you.
Okay, so physical god, glad shield, soul eater, and one lifesteal.
One other lifesteal item, yeah.
Now,
I
could
suggest-
I have that? So this is a ability based lifesteal for
Ooh.
the most part. Pele would be good.
You know who would this? It would slap on Pele. You know who this would be dope on? Ravana, because you could go Aussie and
You're not wrong.
Crusher.
Yep.
Although honestly,
you know-
Bloodforge would probably be better.
This would
His
Bloodforge
be
passive
is
isn't the
better.
greatest.
Susano.
It's fun to play around.
Be
Although it's not
interesting
that
on
good.
Susano.
You know, fucking just pick it, Depp. You tell us.
Yeah,
You're the one
you
who's
tell
playing
us.
duel. Yeah.
I'll let you know which god I do it with next
All
week.
right.
In
Good
duel,
luck.
if you're doing duel, I think Pele would be an absolute monster with it, though.
Pele would be the absolute monster. You're right.
Because they literally couldn't fight you in wave. There wouldn't be enough anti-heal
No.
unless they cursed you.
Now Pele gets banned fairly often, so
Thanatos?
Thanatos would be good.
Well, I'm just saying.
You're
for
not
sure.
wrong there.
All right, let's move on. We're just naming gods.
Okay. Thanatos 1. Does it work with Shield of Regrowth?
Yes.
You land your 1.
Yes.
You get because that's a heal, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just a situational heal, but it's still considered an ability heal. It's
I
not
don't think
considered
it'll.
lifesteal.
I don't think this is a. This is a solo lane Thanatos build. This isn't a.
I think you could play this in jungle.
But it's not a duel.
Nah,
Not for Thanatos.
not for Thanatos. Thanatos needs a lot more
No.
cooldown in duel than this build will give you.
Yeah. But okay.
Well, hold on. What do you mean? It's 40%, or it's 20% already, just Glad Shield and Soul Eater.
I guess if you're gonna buy, like, if you're playing against a physical god, you could get 40 with.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
really
you could
depends
breastplate
on the
or
matchup.
Genji's, and that will all the cooldown you need.
Yeah.
I think it's viable. Whatever
see.
you want to pick,
We'll
Deb.
see.
You
I'll
try
Yeah,
it
Deb,
out.
Deb, just let us know.
With somebody.
Just let us know.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
And don't forget, like,
let you know.
what type of jackass would forget?
Right. Well,
Yeah, what jackass
Who
is
knows?
forgetting to do the hat?
No shit.
Oh.
Something we've done for 77 weeks. Why would you forget?
Yeah,
I was
why would we
gonna
forget
say,
now?
We forget a lot.
Yeah.
We,
you know.
we forget a lot. Oh, now I believe this week we're supposed to announce a community corner
Yep.
that I believe we should read the week before HRX.
I believe so.
Okay.
So HRX week we won't have a hat or a CC. It'll be before that.
Yep. So, community corner.
Do you see it there, Deb?
I
Nev
don't-
already likes this one. She's in the chat and she's already like planning out.
All right.
She's
So,
got
for this
ideas.
community
She's
corner.
gonna write them down. Okay.
Wait, are you doing the turn a host into a god, right?
Yep.
There you go.
Ooh, I like
We're going to
it.
turn a host into a god.
Pick
So,
a host
like-
and turn him into a god and give them a kit.
like
All right, I'm
Okay,
already
so-
fucking calling
so
it now.
each
One of my
host is a
abilities is
new
going to be
god.
known issue. I fucking know it.
Known issue.
I'm still excited to hear it.
passive-
Don't get me
the
wrong,
passive
but
is
I know
known
that.
It's a
issue.
channeled silence, and this is a known issue.
Known issue ignores next complaint.
Right. Ooh. What if it's a self buff for a couple seconds that
Ignores
the
a
next
random
ability
CC?
you take ignores damage, like ignores
It's a
the
known
damage
issue.
from the next ability. Yeah, that'd be fun.
All right, we gave you a
I like
free
this.
ability for Fro. Let's go. Help us out.
Yeah.
Get them in there in the CC channel.
I like
We'll get them posted there.
We need to get both of these posted so that way I remember to do it. Unlike
Yep.
some people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we even talked
Yeah.
about this last time I did the hat, that the person who's doing the hat should post the hat in the hat channel.
Yep.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yep, from
and
here on out.
Somebody
Because
forgot.
we kind of understand that we, at times, get forgetful and forget to post shit. And that some of you do enjoy doing the hat and like us posting it so you guys can come or meme or torture us when
criticize
we need
our-
extra people.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah. So from here on out, we're going to make sure when we pick it on the episode, immediately post it. You're welcome.
So Depp and Fro need to post that in the hat channel.
I posted it.
Good work. All right, boys. So last week we announced our Patreon. Again, if you want to support us and you're looking to get a little reward from it, please feel free to drop by our Patreon, patreon.com/BOTG podcast. You could find us there, but never feel like you have to give us money. That's not why we're doing this. We will continue to do the weekly episodes. Just like I said last week, nothing will change. Our first special episode we're going to have done hopefully by the end of this month, the beginning of next month, for all of the patrons that sign up for $5 tier and up. But because one of our Patreon exclusive rewards for the $20 tier and up is that we give a shout out to the person on the episode, Stofmeister is our first $20 patron. Stofmeister has been playing with us for a while now, and he told me he loves our community and wants us to keep doing what we're doing, so he doesn't mind supporting us in what we do. And we really appreciate him. Stofmeister, shout out to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
you.
We appreciate you. Bachi love, man. Last announcement, we are still running the Teespring discount code BOTG, the number 2 HRX. BOTG to HRX. If you are interested in getting some merch and want to display it at HRX for us, you will have an opportunity to buy it all the way up until the Wednesday after HRX is over. So feel free to find us on teespring.com/BOTG-podcast. I thought it was _podcast, but I'm pretty sure it's -podcast.
It might be.
Feel free to find us there. There'll be links in the description for all of this. The discount code will also be there, as well as all Ataraxia stuff if you want to follow him there. Again, we want to thank Ataraxia for coming on the episode and doing a nice interview with us. He was great to talk to. Really appreciated him showing up. And that's all the announcements
And
that we
just
have.
to prove Willow wrong, we have one more announcement.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Did I miss something?
Got him.
Yes.
Baited.
What did I miss?
Well, we just discussed before we started recording, we have a brand new thumbnail editor for all of our YouTube videos.
I didn't realize we were
Yeah.
announcing it this episode.
Yeah, this is the first episode he's starting, so here we go. Yep. So
All right.
for those of you who do check us out on YouTube, there are a few of you there who possibly enjoy our new thumbnail, which will be on this episode. That is all thanks to A Wild Deathstroke, our good friend
Woo.
and guest that we've had on before. Check out that episode if you want to know more about him. He's a really cool guy. And
We'll have his
will be
links in the description.
to his great meme-ass YouTube channel.
All right.
Thank you, bud.
Thank you.
WildMonkeyDesign.com.
WildMonkeyDesign.com.
Jesus Christ. For all your design needs. That was so fucking infomercial just out of nowhere.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
shoot.
Just a hard cut to commercial there, everybody.
That really was. Hard snap back to reality.
Oh,
there goes gravity.
All right. So, real talk, just for a quick second, guys, if you want to get a hold of us, outside from all of our usual plugs that we're about to do here, there is our Discord. You can hop in there to get a hold of us. We haven't plugged this in a long time. If you're not up and at 'em with the Discord and the Twitters, we do have our email. You can email us at, I do know there are some out there.
BOTG Podcast.
Yep, BOTG Podcast at gmail.com.
At gmail.com, yep.
I do understand there's some we've had, like Bombi, who just joined our Discord. Really cool guy. He's already been super active. Came out and told us that he just is all new to Discord. So we get there's some people who don't do that. There's some people who, aren't on Twitter. But if you still want to get a hold of us at all for any reason, feedback, suggestions, just thank yous, tell us that we suck, like whatever reason you want to, you can just go ahead and give us an email.
Yep.
I check them
daily. If you want to leave us a review, that's cool too.
Yeah, feel free to leave a review on any of your podcast apps where you can find us.
Yeah, I suppose that works too. Those, yeah.
we haven't asked for reviews in 5 ever.
In 5 ever?
Yeah, because it's more than 4 ever.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's get the fuck out of here.
You find me Twitter, Discord, PSN, Smite Game, Fro_double_G. Hit me up. Let's fucking frag some kids.
Death Nation is capital D, capital P, capital P, capital N-A-T-I-O-N. Everywhere except Twitter and Instagram. Willow, where can we find you?
I am Willow1771 at all the places and all the things. Bye!
Yo, we don't ever stop.